All right. Hello, it is Michelle C, aka DJ Make a Move, and I am here on a Motivation Monday, but this is going to be called Music Monday today because we are here to discuss the long time awaited Brandy versus Monica battle that is happening tonight. If you don't tune in, something is wrong with your life. All right. So I came on here with my friends that are all musically inclined. They all can sing. They all have written songs. They all have music. And if you want to purchase it, you can. They're going to give you their information at the end of this podcast, but we're going to get into it. Are you Team Monica? Are you Team Brandy, and why? Let's go to the Batistes. Let's go.
You go, because I already know
What's
what
up, Jess?
you know, so I'm gonna let her go first.
Okay.
What's up?
This is Jessica Batiste.
Hello. I am team. Okay, first of all, it's tough because I'm from the A. Brandy, and Monica's from the A, so she gets like a pass anyway on just home team advantage.
Okay.
But I have to say, I'm Team Brandy all the way. When I'm talking about vocals, Brandy is a beast. She's Team Brandy all the way.
Okay. Mr. Batiste.
Well, to make it interesting, I'm gonna go Team Monica.
Okay.
And to be quite honest, I think, well, number one, let me say I agree with Jessica, just again, being from not only the A, but specifically Southside.
Southside, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember, going to Riverdale, and I remember when Monica, we all knew Monica went to North Clayton. If you have any history there, you know about that relationship between Riverdale and North Clayton. Yeah. I even remember going to a basketball game and her and C Murder showed up.
Or going to Sparkles and seeing them there.
Well, I didn't see them at Sparkles, but I'm at the basketball game. So there's a ton of pride that comes with that. But I'm going to give it to Monica. I think that their catalog, especially in their heyday, is about what, to be quite honest with you. I do think that Brandy had better handlers. So I think that she had a label that was much more invested in her marketability and how she appeared to the masses. And there's one of the particular songs that I'm pretty sure is going to come up at some point. We're going to have to delve into because I think that's instrumental even in that whole narrative. But I love, even though Brandy gets the edge in terms of let's talk vocality, vocal precision. She gets that. But Monica, I love the authority of her voice. Very strong vocals.
Yeah. You can feel them.
You can feel it. You can feel her vocals. And again, for me, it's a matter of vocal preference, and I just choose Monica. And if you've ever, most of the singers that I like are big voiced singers.
Right.
So the Donny Hathaways, the people that can go real loud in these big registers, That's sort of my thing. So I'm going Team Monica for that reason. Catalog for me it's a toss up. And I think even in their heyday, they were at about what in terms of catalog, and even their decline, I think, sort of happened at the same time. Like they're kind of tied to each other, like Jay-Z and Nas.
Absolutely.
But yeah, Team Monica.
All right. What are we going by? Are we going by your real name or are we going by your new name?
Oh no. Phil, this is just we just
got you. All right, so it's Phil.
All right.
New name?
Yeah. Well, we'll get to that later when he talks about his album.
on the artist tip. So yeah. So I think I don't know if we would be having this debate if Brandy and Monica didn't do a song together.
Right.
True. I don't think that they're close. But it also depends on how you're looking at it, because Brandy, from a commercial standpoint, to Lyndon's point, was on a different trajectory that Monica was never on.
Right.
She was never going to get the TV shows, the movies, singing with Whitney Houston. I mean, a lot of that was just like your connections, like the cousin of Snoop Dogg, like she had a head start.
Okay, Brandy's who? Snoop Dogg's cousin?
Snoop is her. Yeah,
That.
they're cousins.
Okay.
She had a better head start. She just was, if she didn't suffer with stage fright and wasn't afraid to tour, I think Brandy it's really no comparison then. I think Brandy is the greatest contemporary R&B alto of all time. I would put her top 10 altos of all time. So we got your Anita Baker, your Toni Braxtons, your Jasmine Sullivans, your who else? Who are some dope ass altos?
Altos.
I don't know. She might even be top 5 alto. Like Phyllis Hyman, she might. She's one of those altos that has like
Tanya
you just don't get tired of hearing her. You don't get tired of hearing her vocal arrangement. You don't get tired of hearing like she can harmonize and run with like a 5-part harmony on a run. Like it's insane.
The fact that she can hear it is like
right. The fact that she can hear it and then execute it is just insane. So that you can't it's kind of unfair. But chart wise, Monica actually has the most hits. Brandy's they had like 2 waves in their career. So like they were, I think we could say they were at the height of their careers at The Boy Is Mine. And then they both did kind of fizzle at the same time. But then after what was it? What was it? Paper Moon or what was the what was
Moon? You will not disrespect Brandy like that.
No,
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. No.
Did you say Pepper Moon?
What the hell he talking about?
Hold up.
That album was
Yo,
fine.
you could at least say Half Moon.
Let me tell you why.
Cause you gonna ball it up and throw it in the trash. That's what you gonna do.
Let me tell you. No. Because
rock.
Listen, Bobby B put out a record called Peach Moon or something like that, and then Erykah Badu had a song called Orange Moon. So I always get the moons mixed up.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I'm sorry. Sorry about that. Sorry, Brandy. So after Full Moon, we really stopped hearing from Brandy like as far as like making a commercial, like a commercial effort.
Yeah, that's true.
But then
and I have a theory as to why. I have a theory.
Well, when you say commercial effort, meaning like just putting it out there, just
putting putting the project out. Like I think she just outgrew it. I don't know. She didn't. Ray J just really kind of took that whole brand to the she is now Ray J's little sister.
Yeah.
And Ray, you know what I mean? So like she just I don't know. But then Monica had like this second resurgence.
Right.
She had a couple of like urban hits after that. So we could put there, I mean, as far as the chart success, Monica kind of edges her out. Yeah. But Monica has like her, so they marketed her as like too grown too soon. So we didn't get to grow with Monica.
So she was already grown.
Right, because she was already grown.
Right. She been Miss Thing since she been out. Right. So we don't really, I mean, okay, after you, first of all, the terminology is, it did not age well. And so her career, you know what I mean? Her career just didn't, and then
you got to think about back in the day when people were coming up as artists, they didn't know how to market teens like that. So it's either we're going to mark you as all the way teeny bopper, or we're going to get you a little grown. So you know.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Which was the difference in their dynamic? The Brandy and Monica.
Yes.
Teeny bopper was Brandy and Monica was the grown. The grown.
And I was going to add even that Miss Thing. Like you really have to understand sort of this South Side dynamic. Yes. I mean, growing up in South Side, you didn't have a lot of kiddie people at all. I mean, in middle school, like very grown stuff.
Right.
You know? Right. So that's one thing. I mean, when you're talking about Riverdale, North Clayton, and that whole South Side thing. But then her voice, she had a very powerful voice at 15, 16.
Right.
Oh yeah.
I can imagine if you're her, if you're her A&R, you're her music people, like how do we make her a child star? And she sounds like she's
grown woman.
30.
Exactly.
Right. There was some difficulties there.
Right.
You know.
But Monica's issue with me was that, like, even though she had this big, powerful voice, she didn't have any control. Brandy has control.
Immaculate control.
Yeah, I think in Monica's case, it was like this little girl got this grown woman voice in her body. We don't have to do anything. Well, let's just leave it raw. And she never really like went to she never graduated or evolved to like, okay, I got a powerful like Jasmine Sullivan has a controlled, powerful alto.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
And that's where I think her handlers come into play. So, for example, if I was her producer, I probably would have said, Monica, don't do as many runs. That's not your PowerPoint. You run down and clear.
Okay.
With Brandy, exactly, big long notes type, you know, big choruses and bridges, you know, where she can sort of display that power. Where you can see with with Brandy's people, especially on her first 2 albums, they really focused on her lower register, on her alto. I mean, she does her entire career, but they really were in pocket on those first 2 albums.
Right.
And they really highlighted her strengths. So that's why I said earlier, I don't think Monica's handlers were as
Now, Phil, you never told us which one you're doing, Team Brandy or Team Monica.
I mean, I gotta.
Sound like Team Brandy. It sounds like Team Brandy.
He's hashing it out.
The better matchup for me is Monica and Sierra. Not Monica and Brandy.
Well, okay, if we're gonna do that, I would say I don't think the battle is a good battle as far as vocals, because Brandy is definitely not in the same league as Monica. Monica's not in the same league as Brandy. I think Brandy would be Brandy versus Jasmine Sullivan. Something like, because Brandy has the technical skill and Monica can sing, but she has more of the soul, like you said, the rawness. So it's like we're gonna feel
Mary
her.
J. Blige, really
like what Brandy is like. She's just dope as an artist, and she can sing. And technically, she can hit every note.
And
but
she can
I
write.
can't see
right.
And then I can't see her as a the one that I put it this way. I did not become a fan of Brandy like as vocally until maybe 4 years ago. I've always loved her music, but I couldn't say that, oh, she's dope vocally or whatever. But then when Never Say Never dropped, I was like, wait a minute, okay. And then she came out with Full Moon. Full Moon made me a believer. Never Say Never made me a fan, but Full Moon made me a believer, because that helped.
That's interesting.
The thing about it for me is that Brandy is like a singer. Okay, so if you sing,
exactly,
then you're like, oh, you better sing.
Right, you be practicing, be like, let's see how she did that.
And so the thing about that is, if you're not a singer, then you may be intimidated by Brandy. You may be intimidated to listen to listen to it, because it's like it's so off of your trajectory, off of your radar. Like, I couldn't even think about doing that run that she did. I don't even know if I heard it right, you know.
Right.
But the thing about Monica that I do like about Monica is it's guttural. Her vocals, you feel them.
Like, you believe Monica.
You believe Monica. Monica is singing with her body, okay?
Exactly.
Like Mary J. Blige, you believe
right.
Exactly. And if you think about that timing with the 90s or whatever, most of the people, guys and girls, were doing them ugly runs. We're doing those, I'ma feel it. Nasty. You know what they saying, though. You know what I mean? So Brandy hits you with the technical, with the just beautiful, just graceful. It just flows. And then Monica hits you with that bam. You feel this. You feel what I'm talking about. You hurt me and you feel that pain. Brandy doesn't necessarily make you do that from the feeling in her voice, but the way that she delivers it makes you feel. But it doesn't make you feel it on a guttural level.
I beg to differ. If you have not heard Begging and Pleading, that's when you start saying, wait a minute, Brandy, what you got going on over there? If you pulled that song up, because she released it as a single, but it's not like on the album or nothing, that's what made me say, okay, she can do all the runs. She can do it. Because you could hear it in Full Moon, but that song specifically, you're like, oh, okay.
Now, I do think I don't know Monica's vocal influences. I've just never researched or watched an interview, but I do know Brandy grew up in the Black church. really involved in the Black church. In fact, like they were pretty embedded in that community. And she talks about certain gospel singers being her vocal heroes, like these Kim Burrells.
Right.
So that's there. And that, just that alone, I mean, everybody that I know who was influenced by gospel singers who grew up in the Black church experience, they have those vocals. And we make, and I want to say this, we make a big deal about it when pop artists bring that over into
but that's just what we do. Right.
But them singers exist a dime a dozen
everywhere.
In gospel music and in Black churches.
Right.
Like we make
I ain't gonna hate on Kim Burrell, but I've never been a fan of hers. Like I know she can do the little technical runs, but she just
the little technical.
Okay, I'll put it this way. I can't say that she can sing, but her. Listen, I just don't like her. I'll put it this way. I don't like her tone. It's not that she can't sing, because yes, she can sing. I just don't like her. It just sounds like she smoked cigarettes all her life. And I just don't like that, like, I like a rasp, but not too raspy. Like, I want it where I can feel it, but not like, nigga, get gargled. You know what I'm saying? I don't want that.
And for me, it's the opposite, because that's why I like John Legend, because John Legend sounds like he smokes. Like, you want somebody that like got some problems, and the only way they get it out is
it's a character, exactly. It's like kind of molded on your walls. It's like
exactly.
That's a character in that thing.
So this is my question. Tomorrow is not tomorrow. Tonight is going to be the battle. Now, what songs are you all hoping that you hear? Because we always gonna have our fan favorites, but what do you hope to hear in this battle?
So what, are we doing our top 5 right now?
Yeah. Like what's the top 5 that you just hope that they, battle each other with? Okay.
Who want to go first? I'm ready.
Go ahead.
All right. So my top 5. So I have a top 5 and one honorable mention. And their catalogs aren't like, Stevie Wonder catalogs.
Right, exactly.
All say the same songs, right? So my top 5 for starting with Monica. I think number 1, I have Love All Over Me.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
I think that is one of the most, that sounds like one of those songs that came together just perfectly. Like the person woke up and heard it in their dream and was like, I got this song in my head called Love All Over Me. And they wrote it.
The lyrics that was always a weird phrase. I don't know. It's a double entendre.
There's been plenty of jokes of that song. Woke up and you just
which makes it even better, right? So if your mind goes there, it's something for everybody in that song. You can start off the night thinking about it one way, and thinking about it another way.
Hey, bro.
Okay.
But I do, at least during that time, I thought it was one of just a perfect like urban AC type song. When it hit radio, I thought it was a perfect song for her vocals, the way she hits the chorus. So that's my number 1 song from Monica. Number 2, I got Why I Love You So Much.
Okay.
That's from her Miss Thing album. I struggled with this third one because at first I wanted to put this at number 2 because this came out during her during the TRL run when her and Brandy, all of them were Britney Spears, and Monica and Brandy were really our only 2 like black
female.
Like female pop stars, essentially. I think they both to a certain degree transcended R&B. Brandy even more so, than Monica. But Monica was on TRL too, and her album was was on display in Camelot Music. I know that because my first job was in Camelot Music.
You went back, not Camelot.
Yes.
Wow.
And I remember when her album came out because when I worked at Camelot, I had I knew every album that was about to come out maybe like 2 months in advance. We had like a chart saying on this date this album was gonna come out. So I remember specifically unpacking Monica's CDs that would be her second project that had For You I Will. So that's my 3rd song for her. My 4th one, Before You Walk Out of My Life. Okay. And I think that's the one where she had she had
sandals,
the slippers? Yep. She should wear those tonight.
You are so stupid.
If she don't bring them sandals to the battle, it's a problem.
I mean, don't even come.
Just on clay coats, you got to bring them.
But you got to wear the stockings too, though.
You got to wear the stockings too.
The stockings is what made it. It's the combination.
And the DKNY suit.
Did y'all see the scene
Right.
where it had her shoes under a bathroom stall, and it had her little feet under there with?
No.
They are going in.
Yep. And number 5, I have "Angel of Mine."
That's a beautiful song. That's a beautiful record, man.
That is a beautiful record, and that can even move up a little further. I have an honorable mention for her duet with Usher, "Slow Jam." Also,
Yes.
Oh,
Come on now.
Okay.
Usher,
Yes.
you make me want to. Her vocals again. I do think we're sleeping on Monica's vocals a bit. Again, I just think like that Black gospel church complexion really catches our ear. She doesn't have that influence.
No, but she does. She okay.
I mean,
in the church, you got 2 voices.
Mm-hmm.
You got the technical who can run you up and down, and then you got the ones you got
Just gonna overpower you. Right.
know?
Right.
Yeah.
So both
Mahalia
of them,
Jackson.
Yeah.
Right.
So there's a place for
That's
both
fair.
of them. It's just a matter of delivery and preference.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did Monica. Does someone else want to do Brandy? I don't want to go through. I don't want to take up the whole book.
Well, since Jessica is her team Brandy, you can do your Brandy version.
Okay, well, my husband has it written down right here.
So you're gonna switch them up some, I'm pretty sure.
So
Actually, hold on, let me say this. I'm expecting your list to be different because she's a Brandy enthusiast. Like I remember when we started dating in the early 2000s, all she would listen to was Brandy. And she never listened to the first 2 albums.
Okay.
She
honestly,
was heavy on Full Moon and Aphrodisiac, which I think was right after that.
Yeah, Aphrodisiac was bomb too. People slept on that.
Those were the 2 albums where she appealed more to, again, sort of vocalists. Those albums were like singer heavy. I think the first 2 are more mainstream. So my entire list comes from the first 2 albums because I'm sort of a mainstream appreciator of Brandy, but this one here is like, I read Brandy's bio. And
I'm not mad. Come on now. I told you I was a fan that never say never.
Chili.
I'm not all like that, but he is right. The first the first few albums, I didn't really listen to her that much. I don't know why, but I liked her songs, but I wasn't like a fan until that Full Moon album. And when I tell you that Full Moon album, whenever I would go driving somewhere, it don't matter. I would put that album on, listen to it from start to finish, sing every song. My throat would be tired from singing. Everybody would be like, "Can I drive so you can shut up, please?" They'll be sleeping. I'll just be singing. And actually, I'm trying to get the exact name of it. Because my favorite song of Brandy comes from that album, and it is, hold on, sorry, I'm the kid who wasn't
Full Moon, right? Was it from Full Moon?
Right. Classwork, yes, and it is actually, I mean, I wish I could just put this whole album on there. It's only like one song that's like not my favorite.
Exactly.
What
Hey,
is that?
that's versus Brandy.
No, because I'm trying to find Philip, you might need to go because I got to find the right
All right,
name.
go ahead, Phil. Let's get it.
Okay. Again, I did do my homework, so.
Okay, all right. So I didn't know we had an assignment. Okay, so.
I'm gonna go off what sticks out for me, just what I remember.
Okay.
All right. So I'm gonna go Brandy because I think that this is one. I think the singer is one of the all-time greatest closers, and is also in one of the most underappreciated groups of all time because of
where you going?
The era that we grew up in, or that we're now in. I gotta go with Broken Hearted.
Okay.
Brandy and Wanya, Broken Hearted.
Okay.
Yes.
Like to me, Brandy is like the Wanya of female altos because Wanya can run. He can just run, but it never sounds like like he is an exception in that whole 90s sloppy R&B ad libs.
Yeah.
Discussion. He is the exception and Brandy's the exception. So I'm going to go Broken Hearted. I'm going to go Missing You. Again, I know these are not like Brandy releases, but
that soundtrack. Okay.
Yeah. Then I'm going to go with I Ain't Even Gonna Front, I Ain't Even Gonna Lie. That song. Okay, that's
Full Moon.
That's Full Moon, sir.
Okay, that's Full Moon.
Yep.
Paper Moon.
Paper Moon.
I like Paper Moon.
Right. Not Paper Moon. Okay. I'm gonna go with this is a stretch. I'm gonna go with the theme song to her reality show with Ray J. No.
Oh, the Family Business.
Was that the name of the reality show?
Yeah.
Yeah. The theme song to that show.
Mm-hmm.
Bananas.
I don't remember it, but I remember the
like
show.
if you that's actually what made me start like perking up to Brandy as like
really
like if you just listen to the harmonies on that record, like it's crazy. All right, so was that number 4?
Thought that was 3.
3?
Yeah.
That was.
So we got Broken Hearted, Missing You, Full Moon. Things on to that. Okay.
That was 4.
All right.
Yeah,
okay, and then my 5th one, I guess I gotta go. Boy Is Mine, but we could do Sitting Up in My Room though.
Okay.
I want to be. It's nostalgic. I know exactly where I was when I was.
Right.
That actually.
She did a lot of sitting.
Say what?
She did a lot of sitting. She was sitting in her room. She was sitting on top of the world. She was just sitting.
Because she ain't like to tour. She had to sit down.
Right.
Yeah. So that's all I got for Brandy. Do we need to do Monica too, or we just?
Well, basically, what I'm trying to so what I want to do, I know when they do the battle, they're gonna have the song versus whatever.
Right.
And the issue is, I just hope they don't mismatch the song.
Right.
Like if they're gonna go through the list, it's like, and I'll be like, that's not battle that with that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So
right.
I wrote my list of like what I feel like should go with what. So like if they start off with their first songs, I Want to Be Down.
Right.
So it's I Want to Be Down versus Don't Take It Personal. Who you rocking with? So and and when it comes to, because like I didn't pick a side for Team or Brandy because I love both of them. I'm like, I'm from Carson, just like Brandy is, and then grew up with Monica and all that. So I'm team both of them. But if I'm going to say who I feel like has the better whatever, it's going to be, I'm rating it solely on what songs are better in my opinion. So I'm not even doing it on vocal ability because they like, in my book, there are 2 different categories. So we doing I Want to Be Down versus Don't Take It Personal. I like I Want to Be Down just because the LA vibe and that's what we do. But Don't Take It Personal, when that thing on LL Cool J beat dropped, I was like, oh, that's it right there. So I'm rocking with Monica with those 2. Which one are y'all rocking with between I Want to Be Down and Don't Take It Personal?
Don't take it personal.
Yeah.
Take it personal.
That's a tough one. Man, I don't know, man. That I Want to Be Down.
Really?
It
was a dance. What?
And this is and for me, it's more about like marketability. Like,
okay,
I Want to Be Down, and just those first 2 albums are responsible, in my opinion, for why Brandy blew up the way she did.
Right.
Those songs were so, like, if you really want a case study in how to make a Black singer palatable for non-Black listeners, listen to them first 2 Brandy albums.
No,
like,
it's true.
Like, God,
it's
like
true.
Monica, like her stuff wasn't wasn't as palatable,
Yeah.
but Brandy reached so many people. And I Want to Be Down. Or just something about the way the song is arranged, the simplicity of it, her light, sort of even thin vocals on it.
Kind of Diana Rossi.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good comparison. Like very non-threatening.
Yeah.
So Brandy had her hands. She had no hands.
None. So I think, in terms of, again, I'm not thinking of it in terms of what was the better song. I guess more so just what song was better placed within history. I don't know, And
now I'll give it to you on I Want to Be Down, the remix. I love that. The I Wanna Be Down remix with Queen Latifah,
Oh,
Yo-Yo.
Oh yeah.
That was
MC Light.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Yeah.
Okay, Michelle, I got my list.
Okay.
So my first introduction to Brandy was the I Wanna Be Down.
Mm-hmm.
So that's of course on the list. And then the song that I like was jamming with probably the most back then was Baby.
Mm-hmm.
Baby,
Yeah, that song.
baby. Yeah. And but the song that I was saying is my favorite Brandy song of all time. Is off the Full Moon album, and it's called When You Touch Me.
Yes.
Honey, that song right there.
Okay.
I mean, I get chills thinking about it. I can't sing it. I try to sing it like her.
Come on. Yes, you can.
No,
Right, whatever, Jessica.
no, not the way. Because the thing about Brandy, she has a great range, but it's that control piece. So she can go high, she can go low, she can effortlessly run in between them and have a smooth tone throughout. Like it doesn't sound pushed or forced or anything, even when she's in her high register. And in that song, that one made me feel what she was talking about. I felt like she couldn't wait for her man to touch on her and kiss on her.
That whole album was a very grown up Brandy because she talked about
She talked about all of that. And that song right there, that's my all-time favorite Brandy song.
Okay.
I do like The Full Moon, Angel in Disguise, and Have You Ever. What I like.
I forgot Have You Ever.
What I like about
my 5 out for that one.
Yeah, what I like about Have You Ever is it was it was melodic. Like most of her stuff is melodic because she does a lot of harmonies and layers and stuff. But just the way that it just kind of.
I know you're a teacher, but you mean to tell me that's how you supposed to say melodic? I've been saying melodic all these years, so it's melodic.
Tomato. Don't.
Oh, okay. You the educator. That's all. I'm just trying to make sure I was saying mine right.
I don't know. I don't know if I'm saying it correctly or not, but that's what we're gonna go with today. I stand by.
Okay, let's go.
Okay.
I said what I said.
I said what I said. Now you contest it later. Yeah, but those are mine.
I want to share my 5, Brandy, really quick.
Okay.
Number 1, Have You Ever? I think out of all the songs, her and Monica, that song right there to me is the best. I think it was written by. I know the music was done by David. The music was done by David Foster. I'm not sure if y'all familiar.
Yeah, he's a god. Like
he's
like Quincy Jones, David Foster.
David Foster, right? He produced the Bodyguard soundtrack for Whitney Houston.
Okay.
Okay.
He also wrote on Michael Jackson's Off the Wall. His catalog is stupid. Actually,
it's for anything. Like I said, he is the white Quincy Jones.
Yeah.
Like
his
anything you think you know.
I've heard the name. I just didn't know where it fit in. Music.
It was amazing.
Yeah, Dave Foster is amazing. There's actually, I think, a dope documentary about him on Netflix.
Yeah, on Netflix. Yeah.
Okay.
Number 2, I have Sitting Up in My Room. I love. I mean, that's classic Babyface, LA Babyface. I always love the bass line in that song, and I love the beat.
Shout out to the songwriters.
Right. Number 3, The Boy Is Mine. The Boy Is Mine is a tragic moment in Monica's career for me.
Yeah.
There is no way in hell, if you are Team Monica, that you let her do that damn song.
It's true.
This reminds me of a story that Prince talked about. He talks about how Michael Jackson called him and asked him to be on Bad with him, the song Bad, and it was supposed to be like a dual type song.
Yeah, I remember that. I thought it. Yeah.
And Prince talks about how he was thinking about it, and then Mike sent him the lyrics, and when he read the first line that said, "Your butt is mine,"
I'm out.
Prince was like, "Nah, I'm not doing it." Right. I don't know how this really happened, but
even though his butt was out all the time.
You said right.
But it's my butt though.
But it's my butt now.
But it was his, so
right.
Somehow, what you not gonna do?
Right.
Not gonna do.
Somehow Monica, I think, came out on the short end of this great song.
Absolutely.
Where she was viewed as, the
hood chick.
The hood chick.
Yeah.
Best way to put it.
But if you think about it,
Right way was though.
But she was the hood chick. Period. She was the hood chick in
yes,
in
but,
it.
But
she
being,
is, and it's not that Monica didn't do what she does, because her vocals are the same. Monica is consistent. Monica, I like Monica's verse as much as I like Brandy's verses and ad libs and stuff for those different reasons. I like Brandy's because she's singing it, and I like Monica because she got the attitude, and you feel like she like, nah, nigga, the boy is mine. Okay.
Right.
Oh, can you blurt that out? Sorry, but
I know we cuss on this show. Nigga, if it's my platform, you know we cussing. Stop playing.
so,
N-word is a cuss word? Okay.
I mean, it's not. You know,
I'm joking.
It's yeah. So anyway, but I feel like
Sunday.
I feel like Monica is really telling Brandy, like, no, boo, the boy is mine. Okay.
Oh yeah. Oh no, she's not.
But what ended up happening is, yeah, she became the villain.
Yeah, she became the villain.
She became the villain.
And then they actually got into a fight too.
Yeah. And probably.
No, they actually did get into a fight. It was on the when she
like
did a
this fight or just
they actually got into a fight, like for real, got into a fight.
Right.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Around that time.
So I think just that the way that played out, that video being, that song being #1 for weeks, that song, that video playing on TRL, that constant reminder, I think just it really I don't think it was helpful for Monica's career, or not nearly as helpful as it was for Brandy. I think, and again, I don't know why, because there's nothing in the song particular that I can think of. It was just something about the moment, and and again, if you're Monica's handlers, you got to be able to perceive that and say, this, even though this can be a big song, this can end up hurting my artist, and I think it did hurt Monica, and it didn't help that Monica was also dating C Murder around the same time, and
Brandy
No
was
Limit
Moesha.
Connection, and Brandy was Moesha. Brandy was
and Cinderella. And Cinderella.
Now Monica was in some stuff. She had a I don't remember what movie, but it was some kind of movie.
The Ice Cream Man.
Right, I'm about to say, like.
No, she was.
I mean, she did stuff, but
like,
she didn't.
It was, maybe it was the TV.
Friday 3.
Right.
I'm not doing this job. But no, because I remember her. Like I remember she was in something. I can't remember if it was a TV show or it was a movie, but it was something that was more than music. So she was trying to get there, but I'm gonna go back to where y'all said y'all like, have you ever hated it? Okay, let me tell you why. So
you hated Have You Ever?
I absolutely hated Have You Ever. Oh my God!
You need to play that song right now. You need to play it.
Let me tell you, the reason I hate.
Oh,
Chloe 2 Chainz in the building.
Chloe.
Hey, Chloe. Hey, girl.
Hi.
Hey.
I just want y'all to see
how are
a little bit.
Good.
I love you.
Oh, I
love your hair too.
Thank you.
Oh God, you look like your daddy.
Oh my
Yes, Lord. Twins.
All right, we
Hey.
But I'm gonna tell you why I didn't like Have You Ever. If I was gonna do, because I'm putting songs against songs. So if they do Have You Ever, I feel like that they should either put it against Angel of Mine or For You I Will, just as to battle against. The only reason I did not like Have You Ever is because it was a crossover song. And it's not that I'm against crossover songs, but for most crossover songs, they don't have enough soul for me, and I like soulful singers. So the only person that I know that has tons of crossover songs is a Whitney Houston, and I don't care what she sings. She can sing the ABC, and I'm like, I'm doing it. But it's something about that crossover element. I don't know if it's the musicianship behind it or something. I just don't. They don't give me enough soul. Like I was telling Jessica the other day, "Don't Go Chasing Waterfalls." I hated that song. Only reason is because it was the crossover type of feel. It didn't have enough. Like if you was gonna tell me not to chase waterfalls, you got to tell me why and tell me what river you came out of for me to feel it. And it didn't give me enough feeling for me to like it. That's literally the only reason. I'm not saying the song was written poorly or anything. It just didn't give me enough.
I feel you on that. But that's actually why I'm not a TLC fan anyway. They're like 3 Ashantis to me. Anyway, that's another.
You're not gonna do that because
that's
my girl.
It's like if Ashanti, Sierra, and who's the other thing? And Cassie was in a group. That's TLC to me. I'm sorry. Anyway, I'm sorry. Go ahead. I'm sorry. I just committed heresy.
But you know what, Michelle, to that point, I believe that Brandy has way more crossover songs in her catalog, which attributes to her success. because how big she was, because she was able to reach such a broader range of people because she had more crossover songs. So the songs that we like because of our experiences and our background and, you know, our personal preferences are not those of the ones who, like, it's some people who didn't even consider Brandy until Have You Ever, because it's like, oh my gosh, she can actually sing, listen to this music, this melodic, you know, listen to these tones, she's floating on air, you know. So that's literally the purpose of crossover music, so that you can broaden,
so you can appeal to the white majority. Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
And see, that's the thing. I'm never trying to appeal.
Right.
And
my thing as an artist, you don't have to appeal
to those.
Go ahead. What'd you say?
I said, and Monica doesn't really have any of those.
Well,
for you, I will. Angel of Mine.
Yeah.
I would say for you, they both did the same thing on those second albums. That's why I said their careers are almost identical.
Right.
Like that second album, they both went very mainstream, TRL. You know, Can We Play Your Song beside Britney Spears and Christina Aguilera type music. They did the same exact thing. That's why I think we having this versus between them two, because their careers and their trajectory is almost identical. Like
that's why I want them to match them up with the right songs. I'm like, don't give me a Have You Ever and put it against every time the beat drop. It was like, come on, bro, that don't even go together. So it's like make sense.
But even her For You I Will is not it's not whitewashed.
It's not, but it was crossover enough to make people know.
Probably because of her vocals.
And that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. The song is a big.
The song could have been written by Darren Carroll King.
Right.
I mean, it's very.
But it's not white. Like
it
Monica none of
my wings
for the whitewashed for the majority. You see what I'm saying? Like what you were saying. Like she doesn't have a Have You Ever, whereas like you can tell that this is a.
I think For You I Will is about as close.
That is her Have You Ever.
That is her.
Oh yeah. That's it. That's her.
Or Angel of Mine could be too.
But the way that
Angel of Mine is
because of how she sings, it still comes off very
right. You know what it reminds me of? Sorry. So it reminds me of
reminiscent of Whitney. Like no matter what Whitney sing, you still gonna feel the soul. Right.
Really quick. It reminds me the Brandy Monica dynamic reminds me of Dreamgirls. So I don't know if y'all remember there's a part in Dreamgirls where Jamie Foxx, I can't remember his character's name, but Jamie Foxx switches. He switches lead singers, and one of the reasons why he switched lead singers from Jennifer Hudson to Beyonce was because they had that performance at what was supposed to be like the Copacabana, and I think Eddie Murphy's character performed. And Jamie Foxx, he observed the crowd and he noticed how the white people were like offended because he was really like suggestive and really strong and forceful. And what he recognized was he needed, if his artists were going to sort of break that ceiling, pretty much the white ceiling, he needed someone who was non-threatening, who had a very soft image. And I think that dynamic plays perfectly for how we're analyzing Monica and Brandy.
Absolutely.
I think.
Yeah, I agree. That's perfect.
The hardest part I feel like people have as an artist is because, well, nowadays it's better because you can kind of form your own career. It's like, you know, you get on the internet, it's my platform, whatever you want to do. But that's why certain stuff I do like and I don't like with the Monica, she's just being her. I think Brandy's just being her, but because she was so structured the whole time of her career, then when she did want to say I want to be grown now, she had to go through a major change to even get people to notice her because they're so used to her being the girl next door. And I'm like for me, that's all like certain songs I need to feel it, because if I can't relate to it, I don't care about it. What's gonna make me buy it if I don't feel it?
True.
And
that's the thing about Monica, you feel her stuff, whatever it is. You gonna feel whatever she's saying.
Yeah.
Now I did when she came back with when Full Moon came back, that song Like This, that's the one I had on repeat. That's the one yes. All she needed was Ronald Isley in the beginning of that saying la da da. Boy, she would have killed that. Okay.
Yes.
And then Put That On Everything was another Brandy. That was on Never Say Never. That was a dope one, but you got to be a Brandy fan to know that song.
I was about to say,
I don't know that song.
I like that one.
I don't know that song.
Aphrodisiac. It was written by, what was it? I think it's Necessary was the name of the
clearly
song.
you're her publicist.
No, listen, because I was not a Brandy fan until it got to those albums. And these were the songs that made me believers. Like the one about Necessary, Rico Wade made that, and I was like, yo, she had Dungeon Family writing her stuff. I was just thoroughly impressed because I'm not used to hearing her have songs that make me groove because it's always so cookie cutter. And then when I started jamming, I was like, wait a minute, who wrote this? I was like, oh, okay, that's what she doing. So that's what made me like it. Mm-hmm.
Let me ask you this. This is totally unrelated. Did you know The Boys?
I did not. My brother did.
Oh, okay. Because I just watched the documentary on The Boys, and they were from Carson. I was like, there's no way.
Yeah, my brother did. My brother grew up with him. I didn't know them. I wasn't.
That's crazy.
I was born, but I was like too young to know who I was. Right.
Wow. But do you remember The Boys though, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. Okay,
you got to down my heart. Shit, come on now.
Yeah, okay. That's a side note. Sorry. Okay.
Yeah. Okay, you gonna finish your list?
yeah. So number 3, I said The Boys Mine. Number 4, I Want to Be Down. Number 5, and number 5 is actually the song where to be honest with you, I would say I became a Brandy believer. Talk About Our Love. That was the joint she did with Kanye West. I loved that track.
Oh yeah.
And it was like a dope.
Oh yeah.
And that came out during the whole like Neo Soul.
That was a dope record. Yeah,
that was when I like really took notice of. I mean, of course I knew about Brandy, but that song, that video kind of caught me. Then I had my honorable mentions. Phil, you mentioned these number 6, Broken Hearted with Wanye. That might be like one of that duet, man, is
it's very underrated, man.
I agree with everything you said, especially about Wanye, man. Like that was.
Let me ask you something. Would you put that song, Broken Hearted versus Slow Jams? Because it's
Broken Hearted.
Broken Hearted
all day.
I love Usher, but
that's a good matchup though.
Broken Hearted is freaking perfect. Broken Hearted is perfect. Yeah. On every level, like
that video was every time I got ready for school in the morning. That dang old song was on. She's sitting on the floor.
But here's just the point of how Brandy, like her team, I just think was stronger. She did a record with at the time the biggest male R&B group, and Wanye, arguably the lead singer, sort of the face of that. They arranged a duet with him, and then after that, I think she starts. At least we thought she's dating Kobe Bryant. Like, come on.
She dated Wanye too. I don't know if it's true or not, but she dated Wanye.
She had them dating Wanye, right? Mm-hmm. Like I think, man, her handlers were.
But to your point though, I think Brandy represents like industry, like strategy, and Monica represents when Atlanta was just starting to kind of pull the
exactly,
and so it was still kind of like rough, and you know what I mean, like even the production was kind of like. You know what I mean? So and Brandy kind of represents the beginning of like the shift in just like the urban music. I hate the term urban. I hate the term, but the urban music scene coming to Atlanta. You know what I'm saying?
I agree.
Yeah, you hear that in the music. Brandy was Brandy signed to Atlantic? I think she was on Atlantic. She's on one of the majors. She's on a major.
Right. She's definitely a major. Yeah. I don't know.
And Monica is on, I want to say, Rowdy Records with Dallas Austin, who was brilliant by the way. Who was brilliant when she first came out, but who was brilliant by the way, and it's actually a miracle what they pulled off, because I guarantee you're not talking the same operation. Yeah. From top to bottom, but that's I think that makes a big difference in how we view their careers.
Right.
Exactly.
True.
Well, I got my last question on the 2 songs. I want to see who y'all pick on this one. Put It Down or Every Time the Beat Drop. Who you rocking with?
Every Time the Beat Drops?
Mm-hmm. Versus Put It Down.
I don't know Every Time the Beat Drop. I'll be honest.
Yes, you do.
Good song.
How does it
Put
go?
It Down with Brandy Brandy and Chris Brown.
I know.
And then Every Time the Beat Drop with Monica and then Franchise Boys. Both dance hits, basically.
Is that
yeah.
Is that Snap? It came out during like the whole Snap era.
I
don't know, man. I put that against So Gone. I like So Gone. The one that Missy Elliott.
Well, what would you put So Gone against though? Like you got to put her against another Brandy song. What song would you put So Gone against?
Not Put It Down? I don't know.
No. Well, I don't know about that.
I like So Gone.
So Gone is a dope record from Monica too.
You know what I'm saying? But I'm trying to get songs that are kind of the same genre. Like Put It Down is more of a dancey song, and Beat Drop is more of a dancey song.
Man, I don't know if I like either one of them
I was about to say, I don't think I know those songs good enough to make a answer, make a.
Well, So Gone was definitely about. That was one of my number one. That was that actual whole album was dope.
Can I throw something out there? This is so unfair what I'm about to throw out there, but can I do it really quick?
Hey.
How much does Beyonce play into the Monica Brandy sort of downward trajectory? Because you might be able to find sort of some correlation between when Beyonce goes solo and she drops that Dangerously in Love album, and then all of a sudden Brandy nor Monica were good enough for us.
Well, first of all,
Beyonce came in and destroyed all of the black.
Everybody. You put everybody out there.
I don't know if that's true. I'm just hypothesizing.
She's totalitarian. Like, she's pretty.
Right.
She
has
has
the
the body. She has the vocals that can
work ethic.
Work ethic, showmanship. She can dance because she really is a singer who can. I mean, a dancer who can sing and a singer who can dance. And she had the machine. And she was coming from a group, so we already knew her as her. And so
she could be hood and poised at the same time.
Right, exactly. So she she killed the game because it was because neither Monica nor Brandy can dance.
Right.
And neither one.
You know what? I never thought. Well, no, Brandy. I don't know if she can dance. No, I've seen her dance.
They cannot dance.
No, honey.
Okay.
I went to Brandy's
Whitney Houston
concert and was like, this girl, she can sing. She can.
Oh, okay.
I mean, they can sing.
And it's no thing because I can't dance either. But she wasn't doing no dancing now.
She got a 1-2 step, and that's about it.
That's it.
Right.
That is it.
Do not let the
She
Lord
wasn't
use you.
doing no dancing. Do not.
Then Brandy and Chris Brown had another record together.
On that I just told you.
On the Fortune album, right?
Fortune. I don't know what album it was. Put It Down
was
on her.
all the symbols.
Yeah, that was the Fortune.
Yeah, this album right here, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. I just know Put It Down was on her too.
Oh no! It was Autumn Leaves. Autumn Leaves.
Oh, they got that's okay.
So
that was the song between the two of them.
Wait, before I speak, hold on. Brandy, because there's a record on that album that she did that's like I had that on repeat for a while. Let me see.
Okay. Whose album? Chris Brown's album?
It was on Chris Brown's album, but it was their
song together.
I want to say it was their record. No, that wasn't.
I think I've only got one.
No.
I mean, I love his music, but I only got one of his albums. So
was it the Suicide song? It was a Suicide song. The song where Chris Brown is. Yeah, it was a Suicide song. Hold on. Brandy's Suicide song.
Power of Google.
Okay.
Right. Chris Brown. It wasn't Put It Down.
How does Put It Down go? I can't.
I'm gonna put it down. You're gonna fall in love. I'm gonna put it down.
That's what it was. Wait.
I said,
but that wasn't Brandy though. That wasn't Brandy.
That was Brandy.
It was Brandy. Yeah.
That was Brandy. You're right.
Brandy and Chris Brown.
Okay.
Okay. Never mind. That's on Ride.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I put that against the Beat Drop because they both with dance songs.
No, so what's the Monica song you were putting it up against?
Every time the beat drops.
How does that
rock then in your niggas every time the beat dropped.
It came out, he had that snap beat. It came out during the whole snap music.
It would have to be the Chris Brown.
Put It Down.
Yeah, I go with Chris Brown.
Yeah.
You lost Philip.
No, I'm here. My battery on his phone down.
Okay. Okay. Well, we got our top 5 and what we got going on. So I know y'all are excited about seeing it tonight. I know I am. I will have my glass of Mountain Dew. I ain't drinking
Mountain Dew. Not Mountain Dew.
You know, if I drink, I'm going to sleep.
You might as well. Oh, that's true. You are Michelle.
So you're gonna go to sleep anyway.
That's also.
You don't know my life.
I do. I'm surprised that you're not asleep right now.
Right now.
Look, naps are essential.
Middle of the interview.
All right, so before we go, I want to make sure everybody drops what they plug and what they're doing right now. Jessica, you start. then Lyndon, then Philip. Just tell everybody what you're doing, where they can find you on social media, and how they can purchase your merchandise.
Well, what am I doing in life?
I'll give you a hint. Beat Basics.
I know. I'm about to say, do I have to plug her?
Yeah. Can you plug me?
Yes, Google Beat Basics. It is, I think, a prolific, I guess maybe R&B approach, or let's just say musical approach to early childhood education. She's an early childhood education professional, and she blends her musical talent with education, and it's been getting rave reviews. Also, I'm not sure if people are familiar with Voicey, but she's currently killing it on Voicey over there singing, and she's, I mean, vocal talent and ability is just it's a shame that the world doesn't know about it. Right. It's a shame that the world doesn't know about it.
Thank you, honey.
I married her because she could sing. I said, forget how you pretty. You can
hit this note. We together.
Right.
Yeah. So yeah, look. I think
baby.
Beat Basics and most of your profiles are like Jessica Lauren. You know,
I'm
Jessica.
I'm J Batty on Voicey. JBATI on Voicey. Jessica Lauren on Instagram, and you can buy the Beat Basics album on Amazon. Beat Basics by
Girl, you
Beat
can buy it on
Basics.
every digital platform. It's on iTunes. It's on Amazon.
Okay,
get money. Come on.
All that good stuff.
Right.
What I'm doing right now outside of working, let me
He is providing.
Check out Looking for Love.
Yes.
It's still out there. Still pushing higher each day, you know, still getting feedback on that. Working on some new stuff, of course, whenever I find time to, but you know. But ultimately I love music, and I really love talking about music. So
and check out the Gift of Love broadcast.
Oh baby. We're talking music.
That's right. That's awesome.
I have different aliases. This is not a problem.
Oh, sorry. Okay.
Lyndon Music World.
Edit that out.
Lyndon, check me out.
Listen, you know I don't take a long time editing nothing, so it's in there.
I know it is. All right. You're right. Check me out on Instagram, Lyndon Music World. Facebook, Lyndon Music World. Yeah.
What was on you?
Yeah, I'm working on an EP right now, but I mean it's backed by unpopular demand. I'm rebranding. I'm rebranding because I just want to showcase my talent as a writer and hopefully probably that into an actual writing career. So I'm putting out an EP at the top of fall. It's called Distancing, DISTNCN. I just finished a new record called Rewind that will go on the EP. My artist name is Paper Napkin because the best songs are written on paper napkins. So that, and obviously I have Ebony League Radio, Facebook fan page. I haven't been on IG in almost a year. So bad, Philip. Merch can be purchased on ebonyleagueclothing.com. Before we end this, want to say rest in peace to Chadwick Boseman. And if you want to Wakanda Forever, go to ebonyleagueclothing.com and get you a Wakanda shirt. But that's it. That's the long and short of what's going on. Obviously, I'm being a dad and doing virtual learning like everybody else.
Correct. Correct.
All right. Well, I will see y'all at the Brandy Vs Monica tonight, and I will drop all their links and information so y'all can follow them, find them. I was gonna get them to sing, but you know, on the spot stuff don't be working with us. So, so we will see you next time, and make sure you subscribe, like, and share. And Jessica, I just want to let the world know she needs to start her YouTube. If y'all can write in the comments to make her start a YouTube, do that, because I've been telling her to do that for 3 years. All right. See you next time.